Hi, today we're going to be working on Lesson 1, Session 3. This is our refined session, so there won't be any direct instruction today. What I'm going to do is go over all of the problems in the classwork that you're doing. You'll be doing pages 13 and 14 today with independent work. I'm going to go through all of the questions with you so that you know what it is that you're supposed to be solving. So go ahead and take out your math workbook and turn to page 13. All right, so on page 13, we're going to look at number 1 first. So number 1 says Eli is stacking unit cubes in a box. He partially fills the box, pauses, and then says, the volume of this box is 18 cubic units. Explain how Eli found the volume of the box. So look at this box. We know that right now the box isn't full. But he is right. The volume of this box is 18 cubic units. So I want you to write an equation that shows me how he knew, without filling the whole box, that the volume is 18 cubic units. You could show me an addition sentence or a multiplication sentence. You also could explain how many layers there are and how many there are in each layer. Any of those ways would be a great way to show how Eli knew what he knew. Number 2, Zoe says that a box that is 1 unit wide, 2 units long, and 3 units tall has a greater volume than a box that is 2 units wide, 3 units long, and 1 unit tall. So what I would do is find the volume of each of these boxes to see, is Zoe correct? Why or why not? So I want you to tell me here, does this figure here have a greater volume than this figure here? Assuming that each of these is 1 cubic unit. Number 3 says compare. Each cube in figures A and B has a volume of 1 cubic unit. So these boxes are equal. Which figure, or this box is equal to this single box. Which figure has less volume, figure A or figure B? So you need to figure out the volume of figure A and the volume of figure B. And then tell me how you know which one is smaller or which one has less volume. On page 14, on number 4, part A, it says Niles uses 16 blocks, each having a volume of 1 cubic unit, to build a rectangular prism. Draw or build a model to represent this situation. Just do your best. I know that drawing cubes is a little difficult, but I want you just to do your best to draw a rectangular prism but it has to have 16 blocks. So think about what you've learned so far to see how you could draw that. Next, in part B, you need to look at your model, describe the number of layers and the number of blocks in each layer. So you're going to tell me how many layers you have and how many blocks in each layer. Then I want you to describe a different rectangular prism that also has a volume of 16 cubic units. So on the other part of this problem is make another rectangular prism with a volume of 16 cubic units. And you're going to be doing all of this work in your workbook. Finally, you'll be doing it in your workbook unless your teacher asks you to do it in an assignment online, however your teacher asks you to do it. Finally, for number 5, you're going to do your math journal. Heather builds a rectangular prism with 3 layers of unit cubes. Each layer of her prism has 10 unit cubes. Explain why the volume of Heather's prism is said to be 30 cubic units. So all you know is that there are 3 layers and there are 10 unit cubes in each layer. So how do you know that the volume is going to be 30 cubic units? And with that, the time is yours. You can go ahead and complete your math independent practice now.